It all began with a lie. A staged explosion, a false accusation, a spark that ignited the deadliest war in human history. September 1st, 1939, the world changed forever. German soldiers crossed into Poland. Bombs rained down on cities without warning, no chance to prepare. For millions, it was sudden, terrifying, incomprehensible. But behind the invasion, behind the blitzkrieg, behind the carnage, there was a story few remembered, a story that began with deception. The lie was simple, yet deadly. Nazi propaganda claimed that Polish forces had attacked German soil. Germany had no choice but to retaliate. Newspapers, radio broadcasts, speeches, all painted Poland as the aggressor. Germany positioned itself as the victim. In reality, it was a pretext, a false flag operation, engineered to justify conquest. The lie silenced skepticism. It gave Hitler the moral cover he needed. Diplomats abroad hesitated. Leaders thought they were witnessing a defensive act, not an unprovoked invasion. Within hours, the engines of war were set in motion. The world was drawn into a conflict unlike any before. Europe was fragile, still reeling from the First World War. The Treaty of Versailles humiliated Germany, its military dismantled, economy crippled. National pride wounded, resentment festered. Hitler rose promising strength, dignity, and territory. In this context, lies became tools of power. Propaganda shaped perception, manipulated fear, justified aggression. The staged attack on Gleiwitz, exaggerated accounts of Polish atrocities, relentless messaging, all created a narrative of inevitability. Germany must act or perish. Once war began, deception fueled momentum. The Wehrmacht executed blitzkrieg with precision. Poland fell in less than a month. Cities, towns, villages, occupied, bombed, reshaped. Refugees fled in terror. Across Europe, leaders watched as Hitler's ambitions grew bolder. The lie that started the war set a pattern. In 1940, France fell after weeks of lightning attacks. Britain faced relentless bombing campaigns during the Blitz. Hitler's justifications, framed as defensive or retaliatory, obscured reality. This was expansionist war, designed to dominate, enslave, exterminate. By 1941, Hitler turned east. Operation Barbarossa, the largest military campaign in history. Once again, lies accompanied action. German propaganda portrayed the Soviet Union as oppressed, as a threat, dehumanizing millions, justifying invasion. Millions died in forests, fields, cities. Hunger, frostbite, bullets, all under the pretext of necessity and defense. Meanwhile, across the world, another lie led nations into conflict. Japan, driven by imperial ambition, used staged incidents in Manchuria and China to justify expansion. This escalated tensions, culminating in Pearl Harbor, December 1941. Like Hitler's invasion of Poland, this act relied on deception, pretending to be preemptive or retaliatory to rationalize sudden attacks on civilians and military targets. The lies that launched these wars were foundational. They mobilized entire populations, demonized enemies, masked atrocities. The Holocaust, one of history's darkest chapters, was rationalized through narratives that dehumanized millions, turning systematic genocide into bureaucratic necessity. As the war progressed, truth became secondary, lies multiplied. Both Axis and Allied powers used misinformation strategically, but no lie was as consequential as the first.
From the false claim about Poland, a cascade of violence, suffering, geopolitical transformation unfolded. By 1945, the world was forever changed. Cities in ruins, empires collapsed, tens of millions of lives lost. The United Nations formed to prevent such catastrophe again. Moral lessons became guiding principles of international law. The story of the first lie reminds us, wars often begin not with swords or bombs, but with words. Deception can ignite violence on a scale no one anticipates. World War II did not just redraw maps, it reshaped human understanding of power, truth, responsibility. The lie that started the war serves as a stark reminder. Unchecked propaganda, manipulation, distortion of facts can lead nations and the world into unimaginable destruction. One false story, repeated, believed, can ignite conflict no one can contain. For millions who lived, died, or survived, the consequences of that first lie were absolute, brutal, irreversible. The war began with deception. Its end revealed the devastating truth. Lies can destroy nations, and the cost of believing them can be measured in millions of lives. World War II started with a lie, but the truth it revealed reshaped the world forever.